Hello, friends. Trying something different today. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Hello, hello, friends. Come on in. Hi, Nee. Did I say that right? Come on in, friends. Trying something new today. Well, if you've got a question, then you can go to my link tree. Unless it's just a general question like about how this works. Nay, okay. Hello, hello, friends. Trying something new today. Oh, you never, ever, 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 ever want to ask a yes or no question. Ever. Because 50-50 shot, a fake medium could just be like, no, yes. But also, I'm doing paid readings today. So just so you guys know, if you're gonna ask for a reading, don't ever do yes or no questions. Ask them like, say if you're gonna ask about a relationship, you want to ask really good, strong, open-ended questions, like as opposed to, okay, so I get a lot of, will so-and-so, hi Michelle, will so-and-so and I be together forever? That's lame. Why would you pay for that? Right? Why would you pay for that kind of reading? You say, what qualities in a person should I be looking for, or how can I best attract the most valuable relationship, the best relationship to me? How is my relationship to so-and-so going to play out in the current energy? Hi, Katie. We're trying something new today. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but Spirit told me to do it, so I don't know if they're just pushing me out of my comfort zone or what the deal is, but we're trying the whole let's do readings thing. I know. Well, I think it's a little more accessible too, because when I do spirit-led readings, then one person will get a lot of my attention, right? But if I do something like this, it's still financially accessible. The person can ask a question if they want or give me a topic. So it's a whole different vibe. So this is new for me. Hi Nicole, I see you popping in. So normally when people book with me, it's like, it's a lot more. You know, there is no in between. There's no small amount option. It's either hope you get a free one or you have to pay for the full meal deal. So I was thinking this might be kind of fun. Well, we shall see. It's not like I've got them rolling in yet, so we'll see. We'll get the likes up, get the shares, get the. Oh, I know. But this is something that Spirit was pushing me to do, just to make it a little more affordable, quick, easy, address little things that people might want. We're not getting full lifelong readings here. But this is what we do at Camp Chesterfield for the online psychic fairs. So I was like, well, why not try it? Again, it's more accessible and you're guaranteed to get that reading. You're guaranteed to get the attention, right? So just a thought. I thought I'd try it out, see how it goes. We'll wait for a little bit and see what pops up. And I saw that about neurosurgery soon. Yikes. I haven't seen you in so long, Michelle. And then I saw you in, what was it, Pam's live that I saw you? So you guys could share the live, get it out there, tap the screen. Once we get to 10,000 likes, I'll do a free, I might choose someone to do a freebie. Yikes. Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate you. So this is new territory for me, friends. I thought it'd be kind of fun. Ah, thank you, Nicole. Ooh. Feeling it. Feeling the vibe. Oh, you know what I don't have on? I do not have a crown on. What the heck? I think I'll do my fancy crown. Ooh, it matches my vibe too, so. All right, so we're gonna see how this goes. This is an experiment because I normally read for free. Why is it? Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you very much for being part of my team. So this is new territory for me. As you can see, I'm like charging for readings. However, they're extremely accessible. And you get to choose your topic, or you can choose a loved one for me to connect to. I can go direct. I can do that. If you saw my live with JJ the other night, you saw. I know, that's what I was thinking, Nicole. Just trying to do quick, easy reads, making it accessible because I think your and I's prices are about the same when it comes to like full readings. We don't offer like a huge variety either. It's like you're either in or you're out. Because I only offer 45-minute readings privately. Yeah. So this is new for me. So it's either a lesson from Spirit to go, don't ever do that again, or it'll go well. We'll see. And put it out there. Wait to see what Spirit brings me. What kind of people would like to get a reading. It's super easy. You just go to the link tree, by the way, friends, and go to the TikTok. You'll see TikTok socials. And it says it's a tip jar because that's the only way I have it set. That's how I had to set it up. So I'll do mediumship, we'll do tarot cards, whatever Spirit kind of leads me to do too sometimes. The nice thing about a paid reading is that you can control a little bit of the narrative, like what kind of reading you get. And there are a number of people in here that can attest to the fact that I'm not a scammer, that I'm actually pretty good at what I do. And this is a pretty good bargain, like amazing bargain. Because I don't offer them this cheap ever, unless it's, like I said, like the online psychic fair. Thank you, Katie. So like the online psychic fairs for Camp Chesterfield, this is exactly what they charge. So if you were to, and what's crazy is I always sell out for those. But all that money goes directly to Camp Chesterfield. I think, I know, right? Actually, I've missed both of you. I never see either one of you in my lives anymore. Katie, I'll see you pop in. Oh, thank you, Nicole. I'll see Katie pop in sometimes. I know, I never charge, Eileen. But these are just like quick, targeted messages. I don't blame you, Michelle. Sounds like you got a lot going on. Oh yeah, baby. Oh my goodness. How is that baby doing? You got your hands full now. You did? Okay, hold on, let me look. Let me hit refresh. Yay! Okay, I see it. All right, here we go. Let's do this. So EILEEN, do you want to come up in the box so we can get more ground covered? If you want to come in the box, do a guest request. If not, we can do it here and it's just fine. Okay, yeah, just do a guest request and I'll pop you up in the box and we'll do it live. Turn this down. Hello!
Hi! I was showing you my face, but I have no makeup on.
I don't either. That's the beautiful thing about filters.
That's true.
And I just did a funny thing, a video today about, if you're going to show up, look professional. And I'm like, well, I can look professional with filters. All right. So tell me what you want to focus on for the 10 minutes.
Okay, so I have an interview tomorrow, finally, after battling this for the last year with my company. So just wondering how it's going to go, and then maybe, if possible, if you can see like a time frame if I'm going to be offered the position. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. Let's look at. I'm going to focus in. I'm going to pull cards and focus in on the energy.
Okay.
Of the job. Let's see. Ooh, I'm so excited. You're my first paid on.
I'm excited.
person. I love it. Okay. So, all right, we're focusing in on the energy. So as the topic, you get the Four of Wands, which is improving. To me, that's like your groundwork. It's the foundation you're building on. Mm-hmm. So what's cool is the Four of Pentacles is like you've had to pinch pennies. You had to hold back a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. Now, but also the Page of Cups says you had to do a lot of growing and learning.
Yes.
You had to do, I feel like you also at some point probably had to either up your game with learning something new or learning a new skill. Is there something new you had to learn in order to get into this new job?
Not this new one. The one I'm currently in is completely different than what I'm used to doing.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So you're still going to be in that learn. Oh my goodness. Hold on. This thing is going to go. I don't know why it does this. It tells me that no, it's not clear. Not sure I got this restriction. Okay. It always tells me if I show cards, it tells me I'm like doing something bad.
So weird.
I get it every time. All right. Anyway, I feel like there's something you've also had to do some emotional growing. Mm-hmm. Things like that, right?
Yes.
Here's the cool thing. Here's the good news. You've got the Six of Wands, which is winning and victory. As the advice, it's that winning energy, and the outcome is Three of Wands, which is waiting for your ships to come in. So I feel like with all these, with the three cards that are wands, I feel really, really good about this. Now, I feel like this is this job that you said you have already interviewed for, or you're just waiting to hear back, or you are interviewing?
Tomorrow I'm interviewing.
Okay. That's what I thought you said. Okay. Let me see. Let me get a little more clarity on this. Nine of Pentacles. Oh, they're all good. They're all good. Okay. All the cards are coming up really good. So I feel like tomorrow, before you go into this interview, I want you to like sit and they're showing me like a rhythm. There's something about you getting in a rhythm, getting in a flow. I feel like you need to either practice with someone to get in your flow, get in your groove. Does that make sense? I feel like you haven't had to interview for a while, have you?
No, and this is a panel, and I'm not used to panels.
Okay, that's why I'm seeing like get in the rhythm.
Yes,
in the rhythm. And then the other card is divine balance. So I feel like you're going to have to really understand which hat to wear for each person you talk to.
That makes sense.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So then luckily the nine of Pentacles, like I feel like you need to go in as if you already have the job, as if you are interviewing them.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Like,
yes. Mm-hmm.
And go in with your questions, because when they say, so what questions do you have for us? Then you can be like, I do have questions, as a matter of fact, and make sure they're really open-ended questions, rich in content and detail, because that's going to help you get into that groove with them. It's also going to allow you to make sure that you want this job.
Yes, I need it.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I do feel overall really good about it. I feel like as long as you're coming at them with the questions and also reading the room, reading the audience, because each person you speak to is going to have a different cadence. And that, I think that's where this rhythm card is coming in, is that it's telling you, get in your groove and understand their rhythm, tune into them. I feel like you're going to, like, as soon as you start asking questions, or as soon as they start asking you questions, you're going to be able to read them.
That would make sense. Yes. And that's the scary part, I think, is because the way that my job does internal jobs is they take people from random departments that have nothing to do with the job to make it like unbiased. So you really have to go in and feel who they are out to make them understand why you're there for that job. Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. It does. And I feel like you might even, I want you to go all in tomorrow, because you might even feel like if you leave, when you leave, that you missed a mark or you didn't do as well as you think. And I feel like you're gonna, if you go in and you don't put all in, you're gonna walk away feeling like you're regretting it, or feeling like you missed out on something, an opportunity. So I really want you to sit with spirit, sit with yourself, sit with your guides, whoever you need to call in. You have do you have a grandmother that was self-employed or did things like I feel like there's some grandmother stepping in and saying something about being self-employed.
My grandma, both of them were just homemakers, I guess you can call them. I have two that are passed on.
I feel like they had a side hustle. There's something they did on the side, like they did something, or there was something that they knew how to reach people. They knew how to speak to people to get the results. Would that make sense? And this feels maternal, like the maternal grandmother is the one that's stepping in the strongest.
I'm sure she probably did things. She was always involved doing something. So I'm sure somewhere, somehow, it's probably there.
Let me get a little bit more from her really quick to see because she's making me feel like she understood how to read the room. She understood how to get the most out of people.
Okay.
And she's telling you, bring me in, channel me in, let me come in and overshadow. Appeal not approved. Are you kidding me? What the heck? In real time, TikTok is rejecting. This is amazing.
Crazy. That's crazy.
I know. I wonder if anybody else gets this when they use their cards. Anyway, she's very much stepping into that energy of, I knew how to read a room. I knew how to read people. I knew how to step into their energy, or how to bring out the most. I feel like especially if you can identify the people in the departments that don't know what thare talking about, and you know what I mean? Like, do your due diligence. And when they say what are you going to bring to the table to make this job, blah, 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 then you can kind of turn it on them. Or when they say, what is your question, or what questions do you have for me? I feel like you can actually turn it around and say, what advice would you give to someone that is in a different department than you, that would help grow this position and help benefit your department as well?
Right. I like that.
Like, how can you get them involved in the conversation where they're not feeling, and get them talking about themselves?
I like that.
People like to hear themselves talk.
Yes.
So if you can make it about them and their position and how you can best benefit, what are they looking for in a candidate that would best benefit their department? Does that make sense?
Yep. Yes, it does.
Really deep diving into that and knowing the audience, knowing who you're coming into, I do feel like it's going to go in a positive direction, because they're going to see you as curious about them and curious about the bigger picture, not just, I hope I get it.
Right.
Like, we're not doing a chorus line, I hope I get it song right now. And because you need to come with a genuine curiosity of how you can make the company better, as well as enhance your own career. How can you see this as a stepping stone for your career? So when you look back, you can say, okay, I put everything I had into it.
Yes. I love that. Absolutely love that.
Also have your list of things that you can bring to the table and be confident about it. One of the things my husband, making me mindful of this. One of the things my husband has to do when he fills out his partner papers at work every year, is he has to fill out some 35-page survey about how great he is.
Oh my.
I know. And he's not good at bragging about himself. He's like, I did my job.
Oh, that's stressful.
And so he's not great at being like, okay, so this is what I did in conflict resolution.
Right.
This is what I did to bring in more dollars. This is what I did to bring in more new clients. This is what I did to train the people that needed to pick up this. This is how I brought so and so into the circle. So have that list of accomplishments of really when they say, well, how have you done in your past? What would you like to brag about? I own a business. I interview people all the time. And that's one of the things I say, or how did you resolve a conflict with an underling, whatever, an
Right.
employee? As a manager, what did you do in conflict resolution? Have a story prepared. I feel like the more prepared you go in, you're not sitting there going,
Right. And I don't want that at all.
right. So have those things prepared. That way you go in empowered, because I do feel like if you can come in with all the things you've done well, that's this Nine of Pentacles energy, you are picking from the fruits of your labor. You're enjoying the fruits of your labor. You will not walk away feeling like a Five of Pentacles, like I left something out. So go in and feel prepared.
Okay. Do you happen to see if all goes well when they would potentially offer the position? Like how long it would take to hear something at least?
When you were asking that, I heard 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if that means 2 weeks of interviews, 2 weeks of you going, you know what I mean? I just heard 2 weeks is a timeline. I feel like they have a couple of people already identified as potentials for this job. Would that make sense to you?
Knowing this company, yeah, they do that a lot.
But I feel like you have an opportunity to make them go, oh, we should rethink this.
Okay. I like that.
I feel like you have an opportunity to step into this energy and actually get this job if you want it after they're done answering questions.
I like that. Look at you. You're making me look at this a whole different way.
Yeah. So go in, take control of the situation. You can still be humble, have humility, when doing that, but come in empowered with really good questions of your own. And I really think you're going to turn some heads, because even if this specific job, if they've already identified someone else, there's something else in the pipeline. There's something I see you moving into. I see it's a step up, and I see it's a step up in pay as well as position.
Yes.
It's coming towards you. So whether it's this particular job or if it's something a little different, like in 2 weeks, they're like, hey, I know we didn't offer you this, but man, if we got a job for you over here, there's something that they are going to be able to offer you.
That's so funny you say that, because the position I apply for, there's another position in the same department, but kind of different, because I'm going back to HR is what I'm trying to do. So let's just say I took a step down to come out to this company to get my foot in the door, like a giant step down. This is going back into recruiting, but the other position is more of like almost like a HR generalist type of deal.
Okay, this is why they're saying have stories of conflict resolution.
Got it.
Because you are in HR, it makes sense.
Right.
So if you can have those facts to back you up, conflict resolution, how it played out, how you dealt with your bosses, how you expanded the company, be really mindful and be thinking about those things.
I love it.
All right.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I'll have to keep you posted.
Please do. I love that. All right. Well, thank you so much, EILEEN, for coming in.
Thank you. I don't know how to get out of the box.
I'll boot you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Maybe. There we go. So that was fun. Uh-oh, I see JJ in the house. Hi, friend. I just name dropped you about something. Oh, I was just talking about our live the other day. So that was fun. All right. So let's see. Let's see if I have any other little paid opportunities here. Anybody else lined up? Oh, it looks like Christina White just signed up for a 20-minute reading. All right, Christina, if you are in here and you want to come into the box, there you are, Christy. If you want to do a guest request, I can bring you up. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Okay, so you got a 40, or you did a 20-minute read, so I'm marking the time, 5:07. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So otherwise, I get in my zone and I just keep talking, which is never bad for me.
Right, right. Well, I saw you were doing paid readings and I got really excited. So,
Oh, great. All right. Well,
yes, I'm very.
this is my first time ever. All right, Amanda, is it if you go to the link tree, if you go to my profile and go to my link tree, you'll see paid readings on socials. I'm doing 20 and 10 and 20. Yes, tip jar is tip jar because that's all I don't do I don't do it this way. So, okay, Christy, so tell me what it is. Is there something that you want to focus on specifically, or are you looking for mediumship, a direct connection with someone? Or what are you looking for? What are you hoping to get?
Well, I'm not really sure. I just kind of reacted when I saw you were doing paid readings, and I've had a lot of major changes
Okay.
that have just kind of crashed down on top of me, and I'm pretty lost right now.
Okay.
And I just need some guidance, and if somebody comes through, that's okay too, but I'm kind of alone.
All right, let's do this. So I'm going to start with cards, and then I'm going to invite any loved ones that have thoughts or opinions on the situation. You've seen me work. You know how this works. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to do cards, and
Yes.
I have a grandmother step in and go, "That's cute." No, you're not. All right, let's see if we can get you in 20 minutes. All right. Where do we want to focus? So I'll let the cards decide what area we want to focus on.
Okay.
Ooh, all right. So there's something coming up right away. The Ten of Swords is an outcome by saying there's something you need to get rid of and be like, well, that's done. So King of Pentacles was coming in first as recent past. So this tells me either at one point you were feeling really on top of the world with your finances, or there was someone in your life that was helping you financially. And
Yeah.
now you're having to kind of do it on your own. You're learning how to do it on your own. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. The Page of Swords is your situation, which comes up. We're getting two pages here. So that tells me you're kind of in this learning curve, this learning phase right now. And as the Page of Swords is telling you, as much as you want to engage with all of this emotion, you cannot. You're going to have to step back and kind of see things logically and from like, it's kind of like when I do readings, I'm like mundane before magical. We have to look at the logic of it first. But I feel like for you, if this is about finances or something in your world about finances or job, you're going to have to step out emotionally and go, okay, new way to think, new way to learn, and be really discerning. The advice is also Knight of Swords, which is quick thinking and getting on the horse and going after what you want. So if you can do that, you're going to be leaving a lot of things behind. I do feel like you're in a transition with a lot of people in your life right now that you are realizing, oh, they don't actually have my back. They had my back when they could get something from me. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I feel like there are people around you that were all in until it didn't benefit them anymore.
Right.
And I'm also hearing something about be mindful of who you share with. Be mindful of who you share your thoughts and opinions with, because I feel like someone around you is not working in your best interest. Does that make sense to you?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay. Hang on for a second. Let me see what I can get from that, because I feel like there's someone that you might feel comfortable talking to or thinking you can confide in. And this might be someone in your immediate vicinity that you have not done so yet. So I want you to be mindful of who you're sharing with. Because I feel like someone around you might be a little bit of a gossip, or someone that's kind of immature that would turn on you and go to someone else, or try to turn to someone else thinking they're helping, and it would make their situation worse.
Okay.
Let me see here. I'm also getting ascend and sacral chakra. There's something about you just not feeling grounded right now. Would you understand? I've got someone. Not sorry, but I have someone stepping in that's got an opinion. Apparently, would you understand having a really close friend that's on the other side now, or the name Sarah would be important to you?
Um, I don't have any really close female friends. I do have, I don't know if I should say my fiance is over there, but
Okay.
I mean, he's male, so.
And would he be talking about? Would there be a reason for him to say the name Sarah? Or did you consider him as it? So, like, yeah, my husband, we get along, but he's not my best friend necessarily. I don't call him my best friend. My best friend's name is
Oh,
Sarah.
he was my best friend.
Okay.
He was my best friend.
Okay, because I feel like he's saying, go ahead.
The only thing I can think of with Sarah is that, you know, Bluebird Sarah. I have worked with her off and on. I've kind of not been working with her for about the last few months, but for about a year I did.
Okay.
But that's the only Sarah that I can really think of right off the bat.
He's bringing up the name Sarah.
Okay.
And with the Ascend card coming up, he might be challenging you to get back to doing some of that work because he has things to say.
Oh. Okay.
I feel like he's saying, I have things to say, and he wants you to connect to him more.
Yeah, I used to have a monthly phone call with her because I was a part of her Patreon, and then I had a lot of life changes. My finances changed, and I couldn't afford the Patreon anymore, so I had to pull back. But I've been thinking that I should try to reinstate that and get back with Sarah.
Okay.
He used to come through her a lot.
That's why he's bringing her up. Okay. He's making that connection with me to you because he's like, I don't know. And I love Sarah. And if you can afford it, great.
Yeah.
Go with her. If that's something where you're like, I just really need to connect on my own. I feel like there are some things that you can do on your own to talk with him and get him to respond. So there are things that you can do to communicate with him. And it goes back to, remember, I always talk about the book by EILEEN Job, the book Signs, where you can communicate with them by asking for signs and then.
I get signs all the time.
Right.
So many signs.
Yes. He's around you all the time. And also there's something, did you just get a tattoo with his name on it, or a tattoo, something about a tattoo or some sort of something memorial of something of him, a remembrance of him? Would that make sense?
I'm planning on getting a tattoo. I haven't yet, but I have intentions of it.
And does it have wings, like an angel or a bird or something with wings?
Yeah, it probably will. I haven't quite gotten it down yet, but yeah.
Okay. Well, let me explain. He was showing me like a tattoo or some sort of memorial, but he was showing me like angel wings or bird wings, like some sort of feathered wings. And when I see that, I think of like Archangel Michael. So, or is his name Michael?
No.
Okay, then I would say we're going with the wing thing. Because I feel like there's something about the wings that he's talking about.
Yeah, crows and ravens are a big deal with me.
Okay. Did you just? He is bringing up a car situation for you. Did you just have a situation with your car or something to do with your car?
I need tires on my car, and I need to get my oil changed.
Okay. I know it doesn't count because you said it first, but I feel like, he was bringing up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. He was bringing up tires, but he's making me feel like one specific is in kind of bad shape, but when you go to replace them, you're probably have to replace them all, or at least 2 and 2. Would that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. He's also saying something about they're out of alignment, so they're wearing down faster.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Because I was asking in my mind, like, but what if she just rotates them? And he's like, no.
Yeah,
It's out of alignment.
No. front right one is really bad. I just noticed it a few days ago, just how bad it actually was. So
Okay. All right. So he's cracking me up actually.
yeah, he's
But
funny.
he's kind of funny. He's such a light personality. And was he just like, he's making me feel like he was definitely taller than you. Was he like tall and thin, or tall, like something about, like he feels like he towers?
Yeah, he was taller than me and bigger. He was a big boy.
Okay. All right. So he was just making me feel like he towered over you. And also, did he ride a motorcycle?
Everybody says that. I know, not unless
well,
he
yeah.
rode one when he was a kid.
This is why I'm asking. He's showing me he looks like a Harley rider. He's got that.
Yeah, he would.
Okay.
He's got that vibe, 100%.
Okay. And he's also the vibe where he looked scarier than what he was. Like he just looked like he was. People didn't mess with him, but he was actually a big, gentle giant. Now, when it came to you, though, he would have no problem taking a brother out.
Right. Yes. Very protective.
Okay. He really makes me feel like he's definitely around you, and he's kind of guiding you in a situation. He's also making you more aware of people around you that are not in your best interest. So he's really trying to help you with that discernment and that cutting ties with some people. And just in walking away from things that are no longer serving you, but he really, really wants you to focus future. Because right now you're kind of in a fog. He makes you feel like you're in a fog. You're not quite seeing clearly about some things. And
yeah, that's true.
He makes you feel like you've got a number of options. He showed me the number 3. Would the number 3 make sense to you? He's saying, say 3. It could be the month, it could be 3 months, or like there's something about 3 that is important to you that makes like 3 opportunities.
Well, I mean, March is important to me.
Okay. You might just be like,
I also have 3 grandchildren. I'm sorry, I'm probably saying too much.
Okay, no, you're fine. It helps me understand where he's going with the conversation. So he's bringing up the number 3. So yes, March is important, but also the 3 kiddos. Do you help watch them, or is there something he's watching? He's talking about watching them?
Yeah, I used to go and babysit my grandkids on the weekends prior to having surgery in January.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
He's saying that helped give you a little more purpose and a little more.
It really did.
Get up and go do things. He's saying you've got to find something to do that gets you up and going, that gets you moving, that gets you interested, that gets you excited, because you're struggling with finding purpose.
I am struggling completely.
So this is his. He wants you to find joy. He wants you to find things that bring you joy, to raise your vibration, to get you up here, because then you're going to start seeing things a little more clearly. And you're going to be able to hear and feel him. Because I feel like there are times that you feel very alone and that you don't feel him, and it makes you very sad because you're used to feeling his vibration. And he's saying that when you're down and out like that, invite him to overshadow you in his energy so you can feel him, and then to invite your joy guide in to adjust your vibration to feel him. So if you've had any kind of working with your guides or anything like that, you're going to know like what I'm talking about, or any kind of development classes. This is what I'm talking about. Calling in your guides to overshadow you energy, because he's around you, and I feel like he comes in from behind you. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
When you feel him, it feels like he comes in and like comes around you.
Comes around me, yeah. I sometimes feel him on my left. How I feel him actually shifted after I had my surgery, because it was a decompression infusion in my neck. So it completely changed how I feel him.
Yes. Okay. So these are things you can do when you're sitting around bored by yourself. I want you to tune into, I want you to like, you're going to settle in, you're going to close your eyes, and you're going to invite your higher self to be very present, and you'll feel like a little genie in your forehead. And I want you to ask your higher self to show you in your mind's eye where the swelling is, where specifically energy is being trapped. If you just had surgery on your neck, obviously it's going to be that, but that affects everything in your body, right? So ask your higher self to start reducing that swelling, to remove any unnecessary energy that might be interfering with healing. Because I feel like, and also he's saying eat better. Are you not eating well?
No, I haven't been eating well in a couple of months.
He said your body needs fuel, and it's having a hard time healing, like the physical part of your body. You need more. He keeps saying you need more like vegetables, and more protein. You're not getting enough protein, so things aren't healing well enough. And disclaimer, I do not do medical things, but this is
yeah.
You can't call him out. He's like, you need to eat better because your body's not able to heal as well, and there's something that's causing inflammation for you.
Okay.
Because what he's doing is he's showing me like my friend who has a gluten allergy, an actual allergy, not I'm gonna lose weight gluten, but like gluten allergy, and when she has it, like she swells like crazy. And I don't feel like that's necessarily the situation for you, but there's something you're eating and there's something you're doing that's causing some more swelling, so you're having a hard time healing.
Yeah. I had thought about gluten. I kind of was wondering if I had a gluten allergy. So.
Well, I mean, it might be worth looking into if if your body's just really having a hard time stepping into that healing energy. Work with your higher self. Do a little bit. I'm not good at meditating, but I can definitely step back and ask my higher self to do a quick body scan and see where the target problem areas are, and to help remove any energy that is unnecessary that can be removed. Mind, body, spirit. All three. After all three to be cleared. Also, are you working on a puzzle? Are you working on
Am I working on a puzzle?
Like he's talking about a puzzle, like a jigsaw puzzle.
My mother did jigsaw puzzles all the time, constantly.
Okay, because he was saying, talk about a jigsaw puzzle, talk about a puzzle.
Yeah.
He's saying if you want to connect to her, get a puzzle and sit down and start doing it because it's going to put you in a meditative state.
Okay.
And it's going to keep your mind busy. He wants you to just keep stimulating. He wants you to keep going and keep.
Yeah.
Because you kind of get in your zone where you might doom scroll a bunch.
I doom scroll a bunch. I do a lot of that, but I also do I've been trying to learn how to wire wrap crystals. So I've been sitting and trying to learn how to wire wrap, and I'm getting better at that. And then I also do neurographic art, which is something I learned after I lost him to help me deal with my grief. So it's really, really interesting stuff.
Well, that's cool. So when you do this neurographic art, you're creating art, right?
Yeah. Basically, you take a piece of paper and you take like a Sharpie and you draw a bunch of neurographic lines all over it. And then wherever they cross, you round them out. And that gives you the meditative state. And then after you've rounded out all of the places where they're crossed, then you start putting some color to it. And each spot that you put color has to have a buddy. And it helps. It's something that a Russian psychologist came up with. And he believes that it helps you to kind of redraw the neural pathways in your brain after a traumatic event. And it's something he's been studying since 2014.
Fascinating. Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if you did one of those pictures and turned it like it was like like you could feel it was a life altering one and you turned that into a puzzle? That's
a good idea.
I know, right?
Oh, wow. I have so many of them. I've got pages and pages and pages that I've done.
But I feel like there's going to be a point where you go, this is the one. This is the one. And just put it in like whatever, go to Amazon and load your picture in and get a, I don't know if Amazon does that, but you know what I mean? Like go to one of those companies that you can just be like, upload your picture and turn it into a puzzle.
Yeah, Patty Stovall, she had, I took a grief class from her, and she actually suggested that I scan them all and turn them into like oracle cards.
Okay, that's why I feel like you can take whatever this that you're doing with these, turn them into art, like turn them into legit things. I'm digging this for you.
Yeah.
And it's
Wow.
also
I
gonna
never, yeah.
it's gonna fire a lot more of your your sixth sense, your intuition.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've done some development in the past with Matt and Dana. I took some classes from them, and I used to go to their circle. And then, of course, my finances really changed, so that kind of ended all of that. But I really just need to get back into my development. I really feel pushed to get back into that.
If it makes you feel any better, the other night I was doing readings for Camp Chesterfield. Every single person that came that booked with me was asking about their development. Not from a development, like asking, like, I'm not sure where to go with this. And I wasn't trying to sell it either, because that's like not cool. You don't do that. But I was like, okay, this is what I'm seeing. So I do feel like this is actually something that you're going to be able to step into the energy of and possibly even do for other people.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping. Ever since I kind of lost him, I really think that he sent me to all the right people on TikTok to make sure that I got with, people that had ethics and blocked the ones that didn't. And he's kind of sent me on this path, and yeah.
I love that for you. All right. Well, our time is up. So I hope this was helpful for you and inspiring for you, and that you're able to kind of get some direction, at least, of where you want to focus your energy.
It does. It does. I have one really quick question about the people that I'm supposed to be avoiding. Is there anybody like specific that they're talking about? Because I've recently gotten back in touch with somebody, and I'm thinking that maybe that's the person they're talking about, because I don't have a whole lot of people besides family around me.
I feel like it feels like somebody nostalgic, so that would make sense. I would say just keep your eyes open. Like listen to your intuition and ask him to give you a sign when it's someone. If you're talking to someone, you'd be like, listen, if that's the person that I need to avoid, I'm gonna need you to give me a sign. And,
Okay.
Because I'm not like getting a name by any means.
Right.
But I feel like he's gonna give you the red flags. He'll give you the signs to be like, oh, that's not it.
Okay.
I don't feel like it's horrible and life altering and detrimental to you, if that makes you feel better.
Yes, it does.
Okay. I think it should be mindful. It really feels like be mindful, and that just be careful who you share with and what you share.
Okay.
In those beginning stages. So. All right. Well, thank you, Christy, for coming in and doing my first ever paid live readings.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Ooh, that was fun. This is fun. Who knew this could be fun? I thought it'd be like a pain in the rear end. All right, Michelle, you're up next for a 10-minute reading. Do you want to do a quick thing? And then after that is Amanda. I've got Michelle, then Amanda. All right. Here comes Michelle. Hello, my friend.
Hello, how are you?
I'm loving this dragon is what I'm loving.
That does look pretty cool.
I know. All right, so it's 5:31. I got to keep track of my time here. If I don't write it down, you know how I am. I just keep going. And I do that in my private readings too. I'm like, it's a 45-minute reading. An hour and 10 minutes later, I go with the spirit. So there we go. All right. What are we focusing on? You got 10 minutes. I'm going to move as fast as I possibly can. What are you going to focus on?
So I was basically just going to ask for mediumship just real quick. And I was going to ask for a specific person, but at the same time, I can also feel somebody blending into me.
Okay, so tell me who you want, and then I will have to deliver the evidence. And if there's someone else that's around, I will still be able to identify them. Just the relationship of who you're hoping to connect to.
My maternal grandmother.
That's good because she was here. Is she known for dark? Did she have really dark hair when she was younger? Or did she have really dark hair?
Yeah.
Dark hair. Okay. She was like, hair, say the hair. And did she keep it dark? Like, I feel like she dyed it a lot.
She had some red to it, the Irish German.
Okay. She's
kind of spicy, so I'm giving you a heads up.
yes, she is. And she was like, okay, let's do this. But also, did she do things with her hand? She's drawing attention to my hands. She's making me move my hands a lot. Would that make sense for her?
I'd say more of my grandfather, but my grandma was always, doing stuff. Always using her hands to sew, cook, do 500 things. Yeah.
Yeah, she had to stay makes you feel very busy. She can't just sit idle.
Right. Friends and family.
But also, and I feel like she doted a lot. Would that make sense? Like, okay, no, you need to sit down. Sit down. You're going to eat. You need to eat right now. Have you eaten yet? Here, let me make you something. Are you sure? And why aren't you cleaning your plate? Would that make sense for her?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's also getting on you because you're not. She's kind of getting on you because you're not doing exactly what you're being told to do to get the best result. And I feel like she might be talking about your surgery coming up. She's like, you need to take better care of yourself. Kind of what I was just telling Christy. You got to take better. There's something you're not doing to take better care of yourself. And also, are you having a hard time? I'm assuming if you've got neck issues or if you're having surgery, I feel like you're having issues sleeping. Would that make sense?
I've actually been sleeping more because I had medication changes, started seeing different specialists. Like this past year has been a lot. And a lot of rewiring of the brain. And
I was ready to say, it feels like everything is up here. Everything is up here that she's focused on. I understand that that's cheating because you did say you're having neurosurgery, like there's a neurosurgeon involved. But I feel like she's talking about everything up here. And she said, you're welcome for putting you in the same room as Christy. You were supposed to see her reading. And I'm assuming it had to do with the drawing thing that she was talking about, the neuro art.
I actually missed that part, but
she was talking about there's something, maybe Christy can drop the information in, like about this neuro art that some dude invented in 2014. So I'm going to be posting, I can post these later so everybody has access to the readings. So you can actually go back and listen.
I'm actually screen recording mine
Perfect.
right now. But my thing is I keep getting all these signs from spirit, and it's kind of like freaking me out about the surgery. Like the last song was Knocking on Heaven's Door. I saw my ghost cat last night. I actually visually saw her for the first time. Just like my gifts are improving because I'm spending a lot of self-care and time on myself and doing almost everything I'm supposed to be doing. But I've been focused so much on the medical stuff so that, I can have a decent quality of life.
Right. So your grandma, was she like a mom to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she feels very maternal. She is talking about how she has come to you a few times recently. And
I actually saw her for a split second the other day.
That's okay. That makes sense. I was like, I feel like you either saw her in a dream or you saw her with your eyeballs, or she sat next to you. I see it. I can see it. I feel like
it's freaking me out from all the signs, and it's like, okay, I'm trying to figure out which signs from who.
She wants you to know that it all is going to be fine, and that's why she's showing up. She's trying to comfort you. Everyone's trying to comfort you because you're kind of in freak out mode right now, probably because they're all coming in. But I think they're just trying to let you know that your vibration is raising to a point where you're able to see us. we've always been here, but your vibration is altering and changing. So they're actually preparing you. I feel like your guides are preparing you for surgery, for a faster heal.
I'm excited to get it over with so I can actually start my content and,
Yeah. I feel like this is why you're seeing them. They're letting you know that your vibration's raising, your frequency's changing. They're preparing you, mind, body, and spirit, for this surgery. And again, I'm not a medical,
I'm all 333. I hear you.
Yeah. But they're very, very much letting you know that they are here to support, not to scare, not to make you feel like it's doom and gloom, and they're here to take you. They're ushering you to the other side. It's not like that.
I mean, I like to visit, but if I came back.
Yeah. But now you're starting to see them more. And actually, don't be surprised if even after surgery, you really start seeing them. Because I feel like you used to see spirits when you were a kid. Would that make sense?
100%, yeah.
Okay. So and then it kind of dissipated and went away.
Actually, it stopped when I stopped working, and right before the pandemic, and then that's when all the tragedy stuff started with the migraines, and then.
So as all this is getting into better play, again, I think they're just working on your mind, body, spirit connection, and that's what she's talking about. Is like you've got your alchemist guide, you got your joy guide, you got your spirit team really is working on you and preparing you for this surgery, so you can come through on the other side and be ready to work, be ready to get the job done, because you are going to be helping other people. Also, there's going to be some sort of awareness that you're going to be providing to other people about your journey, like what you've been through. So for some reason, it's worthy noting.
Yeah, that I already have in my head.
Okay.
As far as EMS that I used to work in, and helping other people find their comfort place instead of being in fight or flight.
Right. So I think this is why she's happy to come in and step in, and she's saying, again, there's something that you're not doing, or something you're avoiding, or something that she's encouraging you.
I actually just changed disability lawyers because it wasn't working. That disability group was just not right for me. So I'm recently switching to attorneys, so that, I have a great feeling about this team. So it's just getting the paperwork over there, getting it started.
Yes. So she's saying just stay on top of that, so we don't miss deadlines, we don't miss anything like that. She's also, she's talking about a baby. A baby? Was there just a baby born in the family? Or are you the baby?
I'm the baby in this family.
You are the baby? Okay. That's funny, because she said, mention the baby. The baby. Did she call you the baby of the family, or my baby? She's wanted me to say the baby. But she's also making me, no. In August, is August significant around her or around you? August?
Around me, yeah.
Okay.
Connected to the person that was blending in before.
Gotcha. Okay. And is that person that's blending in with you male?
Yeah. And he's the one I know has been sending me a certain song all week. It's been driving me crazy.
Was this grandfather?
No. Ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Fiance.
Oh, I started to say that. I was like, no, I feel like I was picking up Christy. Christy's energy, because I didn't send him away. So now I feel bad. Okay. Now, he is taking credit for the new lawyer.
Yeah, he's been with me, I don't know, probably the past 2 years is when he started blending in, or at least when I started noticing.
Yeah, I feel like he's the one that's taking the credit for bringing you the new lawyer.
He was a Leo, so.
Oh yeah, okay.
He taught me the courage to have courage and, stick up for myself, which is what I really needed.
He sang the number 11. Was his birthday on the 11th by chance? 11? He sang 11. Huh?
15th? But 15th. I think his son might be 11.
Okay, all right. So you're saying, say 11, say 11. Okay.
Or maybe that could be why I keep saying 111, 1111. Who knows? I'll
Could
have
be.
to pay more attention.
Now I feel like if he has a son that's 11, that would make sense. Now, Will or William, is there someone Will or William or Billy's like in that wheelhouse that he would be bringing up?
No.
He said Will.
Do I need a will?
No. Saying, I thought he was saying it as a name, like Will or William, Bill, Billy. Like there's something about that name that he's bringing up for you.
Not that I could think of right now, but I'll keep it in mind.
Will or William. This might be one of your doctors or one of your surgeons, because he's showing me like this person's blessed or this person has there's something about this person that is special. So this might be one of your doctors. I don't know. Or like a nurse, or like a nurse or like a caregiver. Because there's something about magic hands or healing hands or something about this Will or William or Billy.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. So, all right. Well, our 10 minutes is up, but just know, like, yeah, your grandmother came in very strong. Grandfather's hanging off in the background. Fiance is definitely here. So just know that they're all here, and that I don't feel like there's any negative outcome.
Gotcha. I've changed like positive mindset, everything in the past few years. So, I mean, in the background, I'm over here still doing my mediumship stuff, and I did development with Aaron Cube. So I'm just excited to get this surgery over with, so I can start my content and like have my comeback.
Yes, big comeback. Whoop. I'm here for it, girlfriend. Well, keep me posted, and I'm going to send you all the good healing juju.
And then I have like, donations. I was like, it's never necessary. I have a video on my page for the surgery coming up because I haven't had like any income in 5 years. So I'm like, I hate asking for help. I hate it, but that's a lesson I have to learn.
You'll get there. I promise. We're going to keep me posted. Make sure to let me know how it goes when you are.
It's 444 right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming in. And yes, it's 4:44 for your time. My time is 5:44. So.
Thank you, Lorenda.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. So good to see you.
You too. Bye.
All right. That was good. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So now I've got Amanda on the docket. Amanda, if you're in here, you've got a 20-minute, it looks like. I see Alyssa's in here. Hi, Roger. I know I never do this, but it's a really good opportunity to make it accessible for people. Okay, do you want to do it in the chat or do you want to do live? Like, I feel like you get more live if you can just want to come up, just do a guest request. Hello, Amanda. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Okay, so it's 5:45. I've got to keep track of this. All right, so we're going to go to 6:05, at least my time. All right, what are we focusing on? I know, right, Kelly? This is fun. This is so weird for me. I'm not used to doing this. So what would you like to focus on? Or is there someone you're hoping to get connected to? What do you want for your 20 minutes?
Maybe a combination of both. I kind of want like some guidance on. I'm kind of struggling right now with my home life and dealing with school and work full time. But I'd like to also maybe connect to my mother or my grandmother. Maybe they have some advice for me.
Okay. Well, I will invite them in to see what they have to say. And in the meantime, I'll start pulling cards. I need to energetically disconnect from the last people. Okay. My mentor kind of called me out on that. She's like, you got to learn to disconnect from those people. I'm like, oh, all right. I figured they went away on their own. Apparently they might. I don't know. Okay, so let's see. We're going to invite Mom and Grandma in, and I'll see what they have to say specifically. Was Mom a little direct?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. And would you understand her saying something to the effect of like, "Well, I don't like him anyway."
Oh dear Lord. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Well, all right then.
I've learned to just say what I hear and see like what they tell me, not try to break it down. All right. So, would you understand? I feel like I do have two entities that stepped up. So,
Mhm.
and so I feel like one of them had, and this might be grandmother, but one feels dizzy or disoriented. Would that make sense for one of them before they pass, feeling dizzy or disoriented?
Well, she had Alzheimer's.
Okay, mom or grandma?
Grandma.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. She's just making sure she knows. She just wanted to make sure that you knew she was also here.
Okay.
We got spicy, sassy mom, and we've got grandma that was disoriented, and she is no longer disoriented, but that's how she's identifying herself. Um, Also, she's showing me my sign for like you used to bake with her. She showed me like flour everywhere, like flour on the nose or something about
Yes.
the nose. So she's making me feel like you guys did baking together. She's very proud of that, and that there's something about you. You are continuing some of her recipes that are like secret recipes. Um,
Yes. 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 Yes.
okay, and she's saying you should go ahead and write these down, even the little special notes of what makes them special, and put them so someday when you cross over, someone will find them.
Okay.
She's saying, I'd rather it live on than be a big secret.
I got you.
Okay. Um, she's funny. I like her. Would you understand your grandmother was just kind of silly? She liked to be
Yes.
playful and silly. Okay.
Hmm.
She makes me feel like her advice to you is do what you know your soul needs you to do. That you are kind of not turning a blind eye, but you're working against what your soul is telling you to do.
Yes.
And she says it's making you physically ill, it's making you spiritually ill,
Hmm.
and mentally you're being very very challenged, like because you're
Yes.
trying so hard to make a puzzle piece fit that does not belong. Even it's not that it's even like a corner piece trying to go in the middle; it's in the wrong puzzle.
Yes.
Okay. And because of this, you are missing out. You are feeling like you're missing out on life. You're missing out on opportunities. And she's agreeing with you. She's saying, "Yeah, you are missing out. You're missing out on on being your fullest potential." I feel like there's some sort of limiting belief system or something like. So okay, let me tell you the example she's showing me, and it might make sense to you because it might not be the exact same thing, but a parallel situation. So
Okay.
she showed me like when I first started learning tarot cards, my husband tried to claim he was Catholic. I'm like, whatever, dude.
Okay.
Okay. And he's like, that's against God. I'm like, well, so is talking down to your wife, but that's a whole other issue. And so is having like if we're going to go down that rabbit hole. But
Yeah.
he would try to claim this limiting belief and put it on me to keep me in line and keep me from doing certain things.
Yes.
And so um and so I feel like that's what is happening. Like there's something that's being forced on you or this narrative that's being shoved down your throat and you're like, this is not it. This is not where I feel like I need to be. And
Yes.
and so she's saying you've got to make the conscious choice to go your own direction. And if people go away, then they go away.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Glad that makes sense. And that's her advice is you have to follow your heart, mind, body, soul, everything because everything feels like it hurts right now. And
Yes, it does.
because you're going the wrong direction. Um, and it's out of fear. She's saying there's a lot of fear around it.
Yes.
That there's a reason that you're not willing to change directions or that you are fearing changing
Yeah.
direction. Um, She makes me feel like you either work a lot or it's nose to the grindstone mentality for you. Would that make sense for you?
Yes, I work full time. I'm also in school full time.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah.
So she is saying keep your nose to the grindstone because it will pay off. Right now, it's a lot, but I
Yes.
feel like she's talking about a fast track. Are you on a fast track to get through sooner, or you're trying to like double down? You're trying to double something? Would that make sense?
Yes, it's the it was the RN to BSN to nurse practitioner fast track program.
Okay, that's why she.
Yeah.
Okay, exact words. Excellent.
Yes.
So she's saying yes, stay on that. It's a in the big picture, it's a very short time, but the payoff will be huge.
Hmm.
And this seems to be a theme. Grandma's saying eat better because
Yeah, I know.
she's saying eat better because she's also saying you tend to have a bit of ADHD or memory issues, like which I mean any.
Yes, very much so.
She's saying better food. There, it's going to be in your food. That's going
Food.
to help. She's saying it's going to help. Um, and again, I don't give medical readings or medical advice. This is just what she's saying.
Yes.
You do need more protein and you need more K, vitamin K. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know why she's saying that. Vitamin K.
Okay. I have no idea on that one either.
I don't even know what it does. I don't even know. Um, but she also makes me feel like you are trying to burn the candle at both ends.
Yes.
So she's saying when you have some downtime, kind of like when a mom is brand new mom, people will say, don't try to clean the house when the baby's sleeping. Take a nap when the baby's sleeping.
Hmm.
It's the same thing. When you have that downtime, honor your body. If you need a nap, take a nap.
Hmm.
And make sure to eat the healthier snacks. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
getting,
I also have a little puppy at home too, so it is like having a baby.
why not just add more to the pile?
Yes,
But
yes,
I feel like the
exactly.
puppy, I feel like even though the puppy is probably a lot right now, raises your vibration and brings you so much
Yes,
joy that it is a
absolutely.
good, healthy distraction. So two thumbs
Absolutely.
up, two thumbs up on the puppy. And because I feel like it is really helping you
Yes.
stay centered, actually. Okay. Two. So you're talking about two. Do you have two kids or two? Something about two? The number two is important around you?
Yes, I have two kids.
Okay. And did they call one of them Grammy or Grammy? Not Grandma? Or it's very Grandma. I don't talk like that. I say Grandma. Did
Uh,
they call him something different or Grandma?
no, they didn't call her grandma. Grandma. They called her Nana.
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 So something other than Grandma.
Yeah.
Grandma, Nana. That does rhyme, I guess.
Hmm.
It's a loose translation. It's fine. We'll put it in the almost counts.
Right.
Um, now, did your grandfather, her husband, did he serve? Was he in service?
That I don't know for sure because he died before I was. Well, my mom was young, so I have really no idea on that one.
Okay, I don't feel him necessarily, but I feel like she's saying something about him serving or being in service or something about being in service.
I had an uncle that was.
Okay. I'm hearing the name George or Georgia. Is there a connection to Georgia or the name George that she would be bringing up? I feel like she's talking about it. George,
I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that one.
Georgia, George. Where is she from?
He's from Whitwell, Tennessee.
Okay. Because I don't feel like she was talking about location, but I feel like she was saying George or Georgia or J name, like G, a G that sounds like a J.
Hmm.
I bet if you look into this, you're going to find that there's someone related to her. Like there's a reason she's bringing it up. I feel like she's talking about people related to her or connected to
Okay.
her somehow. And I always love it when we can send people away for them to message me later and go, oh yeah, I looked into it, and she had a brother George, or her dad's name was George. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
have to look into that. Yeah.
yeah. And also, would you know? Did she have a sister?
Yes.
Okay, sisters in spirit also.
Mm-hmm.
Was she a lot shyer, or was like a little more reserved? Because she's standing behind. She's making me feel like she wasn't as assertive as your grandmother.
That I don't know for sure. I would say probably.
Because I feel like she's just kind of hanging back and looking over the shoulder, or maybe you didn't know. I mean, it could be that you just didn't know her as well. But she's like, "Hey,
Hmm.
I'm here. It's not my show today, but I'm here." Okay. And also, they're showing me stars. They're like, you're looking up, and do you talk to the stars, or do you look at stars, or do you study stars? So they're talking about stars and how
Yeah,
they show me you're looking up to them.
I like to look up the stars.
Okay. They are talking about making me feel like there's a financial, well, I guess if you're working and going to school, there's a financial component
Yes.
that is a bit of a,
Yes.
okay.
Yes. Absolutely.
They said, don't worry, it will come. It will come.
Okay.
I feel like there's a fear of walking away from something
Because of that. Yes.
because of it. They're saying you have to, once you step into the energy of I deserve better, and you fully believe that you deserve better, it will come.
Okay.
There's also something about either a windfall or something that will come your direction. There's something that's going to come into your, like money. I feel like there's something that's coming into your path that you're going to
Mm-hmm.
go like, game on. That's my sign. Um, and I feel like I have to be really discreet in how I talk about this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They say focus on you. Be wary of looking over your shoulder to see if anybody's catching up to you, or be able, or like, well, I'm going to do this thing. Are you coming? Do the
Just
thing.
do it and go on.
Do the things. And I did pull cards, and the situation card is the Knight of Wands, which is like get on your dragon in this case and
Right.
go for it. Go for what you're passionate about. Go what brings you joy, and go get it. And nobody that gets on their dragon goes, ooh, are they keeping up with me? Literally no one, because you're going, I got a dragon. I don't care. Um, and I get again the four of cups, which is like look for your signs as an outcome. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to start seeing signs as you make that decision to move on, move forward, move into that energy. Because the two of pentacles is what's coming up as your recent past, which is
Mm-hmm.
juggling. You're like, ah! And then the four of swords is there's heartbreak.
Yes.
You need to heal. You need to take the time, honor yourself, honor the time to heal. Save your money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there is a financial component. The advice is the Five of Pentacles, but I feel like it's also challenging you that be careful not to focus on what you're missing and what you don't have. Focus on what you do have, because it changes your trajectory and it changes your energy.
Mm-hmm.
And it also allows for things to come into you that you deserve and you need.
Okay.
What questions do you have so far? Did you want to ask them specific question? I feel like you had a question.
Well, maybe one. I know you said my mother made that very strong comment. You know, when first we got together, I thought that she had kind of put us together. So I'm kind of confused on that situation.
Sometimes they bring us people because we have to learn how to say goodbye to people.
Got you.
And sometimes when we say goodbye to people, my husband,
Mm-hmm.
they have a choice in that moment to move on and turn their back on the situation, or they go, oh wait, she was serious. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I need to do better.
Hmm.
So when I left, when I made that choice to step in the energy of like, you know, clearly nobody wants to, like, you know, he's not willing to do the work. So I moved on. I was okay
Hmm.
moving on, not looking over my shoulder. And then when I did that, he was like, oh, geez, this is serious. Because for years I had people tell me I was not going to be married to the same person. And I was like, dude, if I get divorced, not remarrying.
Right.
Doing that, not doing that. He stepped into that energy, and I am now married to a very, very different person. So that I'm just going to leave you with that. I'm
Okay.
not all about the whole, you know, turn your back. What you do need
Hmm.
to do is embrace your own energy, and either they will step up and come along for the ride, or they will go away.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. All right. Well, our time is up, I think. Nope, just kidding. We have 2 minutes left. Okay. We have 2 minutes left. So any other questions in this energy that we've got?
So as far as school, like they have changed some dates around, and it feels like they're making it harder to succeed in this path. Will I still be able to make it happen? I mean, because they're changing the dates, and it's getting a little more difficult to
To,
like have
to
enough time to study and be able to do the tests and the exams and all of that. And I feel like I'm going to be rushed, and I just feel like that, you know, I'm concerned about how I can succeed at that at this point.
the cards that come up when I ask about the energy surrounding it is the Empress and the Star card. Star, which is cool because we brought up the stars. I feel like this is a conversation. This is a confirmation for you.
Yes.
Empress is embracing the energy, letting it flow through you. Just let these changes flow through you. And I'm hearing go with the flow. It's going to work out. There's something about these changes that will actually benefit you long term.
Okay.
So I'm hearing that while it feels really frustrating and scary right now,
Hmm.
let it flow. Just let it go, let it flow, and you're going to be able to step into that energy of success.
Okay.
And I do feel like if you stick with it and stick on your path and you let go of the garbage that's holding you back, that's holding you down,
Hmm.
you're going to be fine.
Okay.
It feels scary. It feels like you're missing out on something. It feels, ugh, but
Yes.
I feel like it's going to be fine.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate you like doing my little thing here. I've never done this before. So this has been fun. This is
Yes, it has
fun.
been great. Thank you.
And feel free to message me and let me
Okay.
know either through my website or through here.
Okay.
And let me know how this Georgia thing, George or Georgia, there's some connection that they're very insistent upon.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of the day.
You too. Bye bye.
Thanks, Amanda. All right. That was fun. This is fun, you guys. Why have I not been doing this my whole life? This is fun. All right. And okay, so Lark, I have someone in here named Aisha. Is that you? Is that you, my friend? Um, I've got time. I'm good. Yeah, list is still open. I only have one other person. Okay. So, oh, okay, I see Sophia. So I don't see it on here, Lark. I've got Aisha next. I had Chrissy, Michelle, Amanda, Aisha. Let me do a quick reboot. It says Lark. And I do see I see one from D Shanine. Does that make sense to you? That's you, Lark. Okay, cool. So I have Aisha, Sophia for 10 minutes, and then I've got you right after that. Cool? All right. You like how I say cool and like don't even bother waiting for you to answer? Sorry. All right. So Sophia if you would like, okay, cool. I got you for 20 minutes. So I've got Sophia first. So Sophia, if you would like to, Sophia did pay. We'll do a little do. Hello, Sophia. How are you?
Hi, I'm a long time, well, not long time. I've only downloaded TikTok in January, but ever since I've been following you, it's the first time I've seen you do paid readings, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do it.
You know why? Because I've never done them before.
And I just turned on TikTok and I saw it, so I'm like, this is a sign I need to get a reading.
Yes, it is. I love signs like that. Oh, that's okay, Michelle. No big deal. I appreciate you. Michelle's like, I haven't been on here forever to mod. I forgot you were a mod, my friend. All right, let me write down the time. We're at 6:07. We're doing 10 minutes, so 6:17. All right, talk to me. What are we focusing on?
So I ended up in the hospital in November on 11/11 at 11:11 p.m. in acute care room number 11, and I feel like it directed me to like this whole like horrible medical thing where they couldn't find anything wrong with me. So I'm just starting my spiritual awakening. I'm taking classes. I'm just wanting a little guidance and trying to figure out, like, I don't feel like I have a relationship with my guides yet, but people have told me there's a male. I'm not really sure, but I just wanted to see what you get for me and what the kind of immediate future looks like for me and if I'm going the right direction.
All right, I'm calling in your joy guide and your teacher guide. Hang on. I'm going to pull them in. And I don't do spirit guide identification for people, but I teach them how to meet their guides. So what I'm going to challenge you to do, especially since you've already done some development, you said you had done development classes.
Yes, I actually wanted to take one of your classes, but I just haven't found a date that would
tomorrow.
That would work.
I have one tomorrow.
You had one on my birthday recently on the 25th, but I.
Uh-oh. Oh no, phone call. You there? Did you get a phone call?
No, I don't know what happened. I think my son pressed something. He won't leave me alone.
Spirit might be stepping in. So you said I had a class on your birthday, and
yeah. And I was trying to find something that I could attend because I wanted to connect with my spirit guides. And Rose from the Artistry of Mediumship, I was like, can you recommend any classes? And she's like, Lorenda Carr is amazing. And I've never heard of you, so I've been following you ever since.
So this is what I'm going to tell you to do, because I have your joy guide and your teacher guide here. Both have stepped up with my guides. Would you understand that I feel like one of your signs is like eagles or hawks or something like that? There's a connection to eagles or hawks for you. Would that make sense?
Birds, definitely birds. I've seen cranes a lot, actually, like blue herons, the ones with the long legs. There was one in the creek by my house, and it was so mystical. I didn't even know what it was doing here because we're not by any water.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you right now. I know why they're doing this. I just got the name of one of your guides, so I'm really curious. So when you went dark for a second, I was like, I'm going to put on my Outlander crown. Do you ever watch Outlander?
My car is an Outlander. That's weird. Because I love my car, and I've driven an Outlander for like 6 or 7 years. I just keep changing it up, but I love Outlanders.
That's so funny. So my crown pays homage to the show Outlander, and there's a whole huge thing about a blue heron.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just the fact that I was going to change, like, while you were waiting, and then you came back, and I'm like, oh, I'll wait. So that was my sign to change. So anyway, there's something about, so this bird, so this makes sense. Just understand that your guides can come in as animals. I feel like you don't always trust people. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
So sometimes your guides will come in the form of animals. And I feel like one of them likes to come in and show you that blue heron, that it doesn't make any sense for it to be there.
Yes.
Okay. But I also feel like you see it in other ways, or like let that be your sign for your joy guide. I'm hearing joy guide. And in spiritualist teaching, how I teach my classes, we call them a joy guide. They adjust your vibration. They're the ones that connect you mediumistically, and they do all of the fun, cool things. And then your teacher guide gives you the words to say. So I work with both of them when I do this kind of work. And different practices, different mediums might call them different things, and that's okay. But they all have similar, they have specific jobs. So what I would call your joy guide, their sign is a blue heron. What I would do is sit, meditate, get in your zone, just get in your zone, and ask them to overshadow you in their energy, connect mental mind to mental mind, heart space to heart space, and then ask them to show you what they want to be seen as, what their name is, what you're learning from them today, what they're learning from you today. Specifically ask for your joy guide or the equivalent of a joy guide. And do the same thing and pay attention when they come in, feel the energy in your body. You're going to feel them. They have a signature. They've got a fingerprint. And then you'll have them step away, and then you'll invite your teacher guide to do the same thing. See if you can start getting their energetic fingerprint. Because they do very much want to connect to you, and they want you to understand how they're changing your vibration, how they're bringing you into mediumship. And I know this because they have me talking like 1,000 miles an hour right now.
Wow.
And that's what a joy guide will do. Ooh. She is so, they are so, I try not to do spirit identification for people in that regard. I want you to meet them yourself. But this is definitely a feminine energy, which is why, because I feel like you're very much a girl's girl. You're very girly. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. So she is the one that comes to you the most that you feel, and it's going to be harder for you to feel her at first because you're so similar in vibration to her. But when she steps in, I want you to pay attention to your hands and also your chest. So immediately when you signed on, I felt some tingle in my chest. But you were talking about medical stuff, and I'm like, I don't feel like she's old enough to have heart problems or like breathing problems, but something to do with the chest. It's her. She comes in here, connect mental mind, and then heart space. And then she's going to talk to you. Like you're going to feel her. And she's saying the first thing that comes into your head, acknowledge it. The second thing is you talking yourself out of it. That's a rule that I have, by the way. Because she does communicate with you a lot.
Because I hear something, but it's my own voice. So I'm like, am I just thinking
No,
that?
that's how you hear them.
Okay.
How we hear them. When I'm getting ready to go into trance mediumship, I hear my own voice first. It's their words, but they don't have a voice on the other side. They utilize our voice, what we hear. I have a dragon guide that comes in, and I hear that dragon guide either in my own voice or in a book voice, like a dramatic audio version of Fourth Wing, if you're familiar. I hear that book audio, knowing full well my dragon does not sound like that is the dramatic audio version, but they utilize our index.
That's so interesting.
So they're talking to you. And
I have to learn how to distinguish energies.
You will. They are all about helping you do this. Because right now I feel like, is your youngest child, I'm hearing number 4. Did you have a 4-year-old?
He is 4.
Okay. Well, now mama's starting to feel like a human again. And your vibration is shifting. As they get a little older and start being more independent, we have a lot more control of our bodies and our energy because they don't suck the life out of us as much.
I think it's the first time in like 12 years, because I have a 12-year-old, that I finally get to do things for myself. And people are like, you got to do something for yourself. So now I'm doing mediumship and classes and development for myself. And it's literally the first thing. I don't go out. And everyone keeps telling me, you got to do something for yourself. And since this awakening, I was in the ER 4 times, and they put me in room 11 4 times, and even in different hospitals. And I'm like, there's got to be something going on. And they can't find anything wrong with me. I'm only 38. So I'm thinking like, what? Why would my blood pressure be 212 over 135 for no reason?
Well, that I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do feel like that you will figure that out. That will get discovered. I'm hearing that you're going to know why that is. But also work with your
guides.
Work with your guides.
Hmm.
I've got a class tomorrow night.
Yes, I will see if I can make it.
Okay. I've got one tomorrow night and then one on the 16th. I only do them twice a month and they're for all levels. So, and I've got a few new people in there. So
Are they practice circles or do you teach?
both.
Okay.
Both, meaning you practice in a safe space with each other when I give you the tools to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, I've got new people. I've got people that are like fantastic mediums that come in and I give them like little challenges. It all depends on what my doctor Mike is my teacher guide. Whatever he's got on the docket, that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, the 2nd. So not tomorrow. I don't know why. I thought today was Tuesday. Wednesday. It's not tomorrow. It's Wednesday is my next class. I don't know why I kept saying tomorrow, but the 2nd. It's on the 2nd. So yeah, if you have more questions about the class, just email me, and I'll be glad to answer any other questions too. So, but your guides are chomping at the bit to get to this.
That's so exciting.
I know. They're saying you have the bandwidth now to do it, but before you were like in life mode, and now you have a little bit more bandwidth, and this medical situation kind of kicked you into something a little bit different. They are acknowledging that very much. And it might very well be that you just like your vibration kind of kicked up a little bit too much.
Yeah, maybe.
So, but again, I'm not here to diagnose because I'm a dance teacher and a medium, not a doctor. Okay. All right. Our time is up, but I've really, really enjoyed this.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this. I feel like it's serendipitous. Like I turned on my phone and Lorenda's doing readings. Oh my goodness.
No, I never do paid readings, like ever. So this is my first time ever. So yay. Thanks for being one of my first.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sophia. And I'm
in one of your classes.
All right. I hope to hear from you soon. Okay. Bye. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So now, okay. Oh, hang on. Stay logged in. Yep. I'm going to stay logged in. Let me refresh. This is so fun. All right. So Lark is next. If you'll do a guest request, and then I'll bring you in and we'll knock this out. We'll see what's happening here. You don't have to show your face or anything. Just got to be able to hear you. All right. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm like buzzing right now. Hi, Paula. So let me mark the time, 6:19. I'm just going to say 6:20. We're going to just say 6:20 because then that way at 6:40, we'll be good. Okay, I had to do math. That was not hard math. All right, so what are we focusing on today? Is there something you want to specifically ask about or anybody you're hoping to directly connect to?
I would like to connect with my loved ones and hoping you can tell me something about the immediate future that anything that might be getting better.
Okay, is there and you don't have to tell me who necessarily, but is there a specific loved one that your hope, like relation? If
Yes.
not, if you don't
I'd like to speak to my mom and my dog.
Okay, because what happens is when I do this, I'm going to bring in whoever steps up first, okay, or whoever I can vibe with the fastest. That's who I'm going to pick up, and it may not be who you want. So the only time I ever ask for a relationship like that, instead of just doing spirit led, is when someone's paid and the time is ticking. Because I want to make sure you get the most out of your reading. Does that make sense? It's not me trying to cheat and look things up, I promise. Okay. So let's see if we get your mom. I'm going to invite your mom to come in. And I'm going to have her give me evidence. Prove who she is while she's doing this. She's telling me to pull cards. Okay. Because I feel like, are you, she's talking about a transition in something right now for you. Would that make sense to you?
Well, I guess so, and I don't know yet.
Okay, let me tell you what she's showing me. And we'll make sure we know exactly who she is in a minute. Let me get to this part because she's kind of information dumping right now. So she's showing me like you're standing at a fork in the road and that you got a choice to make. And so what she's telling me to do is pull the cards and show you, like, if you go towards this thing, that this is what's going to happen. If you go towards this thing, this is what's going to happen. So that's why I'm like, I feel like you're either in an impasse or you're having to make a choice, or there's something where you're pivoting directions. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of at a dead end in everything.
Okay. I feel like what she's in an inspirational way saying is that no, you are at a fork in the road. You do have choices. All right, let me get a little more identification from her. So at least you feel comfortable knowing that we're talking to her. Because she's stepping forward, she's drawing attention to my back. Does she have back issues, or do you have back issues? I feel like that she's like creating all kinds of pain right here, or I need to sit up straighter, one of the two. Do you carry tension right here? Is this where you carry your tension, or did she?
I don't think so. On either one of us.
Okay. There's a reason she's drawing my attention to it. Also, she's wanting me to bring up all right, okay. I'm trying to find the best way to put this. So Saturday I was in trance class, and so either I'm supposed to talk about you do trance mediumship or something about trance, or they're showing me like I did trance mediumship, but I brought in a snake entity. So there's something about talking about a snake. Would that make sense?
Absolutely not.
No, like talking about freaking me out a little bit. That was not.
Like, oh.
I know.
Scare the crap out of me, and so does trance. So
but
no.
Also, but this snake stepped in and like made my spine really stiffen. So she's drawing my attention to that stiffened spine and not being able to use my arms, like feeling trapped. And also, she's also talking about, she's all over the place. Is that how she functioned? Was she just kind of like all over the place with all the things?
No.
Because she's all over the place with me right now. Or whoever this is. Hang tight. Let me. She's wanting me to talk about coins, and that there's two sides to every coin. And she's asking you to see the value on both sides of the coin. She's also drawing attention to my chest, that this would have been important for her. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
I'm allowing her to step into my energy without freaking you out. And I feel like she was right now, her stepping in feels very calm. She was not that way 2 minutes ago. She's very calm. I'm allowing her to blend in my energy. And she's saying to you right now that she feels like you tend to focus and hyperfixate on the negative for yourself. You tend to be very positive for other people, and you challenge people to see the brighter side. And she's also saying to you that she wants you to flip the coin over. She wants you to flip the coin over and see the brighter side, because there's a lot happening right now and you're having a hard time seeing the forest for the trees. And she's making me feel like it's time for you to disconnect from someone who's taking your energy. There's someone that seems to be taking a lot of your energy, and she's saying you've got to take a step back and see things from a different perspective and not give them your energy. You can see, you can advise, you can share, you can educate, but you don't have to give them and share or reciprocate energy because they're not reciprocating, they're taking. Would this make sense to you?
Possibly with my son.
Okay. Would you understand? Show me the number 6 or 5 going to 6. Is he 5 turning 6, or there's something about 6, 5 to 6? Would that make sense to you?
No.
She's saying 5 to 6, 5 to 6. So the numbers 5 and 6 are important for whatever reason. She wants you around her or you. Numbers 5 and 6. She's also she's bringing up my, why, let me, okay. She's saying to me that you want her to say something specific. Would that make sense?
Well, something that would
make sense. Well, I get it, and I'm not sure why she's not she's trying to connect to me in a almost trance channeling way, but I'm kind of not wired for that right this second, and I'm not convinced. I want to make sure this is who she is, that this actually is your mom. She was also bringing up. Oh, okay. Would you understand her bringing up? She's talking about my dragon, but in a way that makes me feel like you actually read. Like, are you like a book talk girl? Like, do you read a lot of romantic-y stuff? Like Fourth Wing, for instance, because that's where the dragon energy is coming in. That's what she's talking about. Do you read Fourth Wing or read about dragons? Something about dragons. She keeps telling me to talk about my dragon.
I read a lot.
Are you familiar? Like
I've never heard of Fourth Wing.
So she's talking about like Akatar, Fourth Wing, Throne of
Yes,
Light.
Akatar.
Okay, that's what she's bringing up. Is like that, because that's maybe what I read. Is those things, because it makes me escape reality for a long time. She keeps going back to 6. So 6 years, 6 months, 6th month, or 6 of the month. There's something about 6. Would that make sense?
6. I don't know. It is the 6th month, obviously. And she's been gone for 5 years, going on 6.
Okay.
Because this is 2025, so when October hits, it will be 6.
Okay, I have to show you this. I have to show you this because I'm going to show you real time. I just wrote down October.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to interrupt.
Now, so it's 5 years. When October hits, it will be 6.
Okay, 5 to 6. That's what she's talking about. Okay. And would you understand her passing being kind of unexpected?
Very.
And somewhat, was she found? Would that make sense? Was she found?
No.
Found. She's saying found. Or did you just find something of hers that made you think of it? I feel like there's something about found. She's saying found.
No, I cared for her until she left.
Why are you saying found?
It was not a long time. It was very sudden and unexpected.
I don't understand why she keeps saying found. So I'm just gonna kind of we're gonna leave that on the table. We're gonna see if it makes sense in a little bit, because she keeps saying it's very important for me to say found. Also, she's showing me, did you find something of hers recently? I feel like there's something that she's saying you found something. You found something. Did you find something of hers recently? Like, oh, look at this. Something about found. Or
I own all of her items in the world, but
okay, I have no idea why she's making me say that. It's not like, it's like a bizarre thing for her to get me to say. She's talking about like stargazer lilies or star lilies or something about star lilies. Would that make sense to you? Is that a symbol for her? Is that something you have a picture of or something? Something about stargazer lilies? I don't even know what those look like.
me either.
I've only heard of them. Stargazer and lilies. Stargazer lily. I feel like she's speaking in code, and I don't like it. I need her to be more direct. Wait, do you study astrology?
No.
Stargazer. Because I'm trying to put this together, like a stargazer. There's some significance to stargazer, like looking at the stars or gazing at the stars. And then
I spend a lot of time looking at the moon and whatnot.
Okay. But she's talking about lilies. She had me throw in the lily part for whatever reason. Before she passed, had she just had her hair done? She's talking about her hair. Had you just had her hair done or just did her hair? Something about her hair?
My son cut her hair for her before she passed.
Before she passed. Okay. She's saying thank you.
She was a hairdresser, so he was just 18 at the time, so he did not know what he was doing, and she was walking him through step by step while he stood behind her.
Okay, because she's saying thank you. That was a very precious. That to me makes me feel like she was a very precious memory for her. Is your son a namesake to someone? I feel like she's saying namesake or somehow connected that way. Would that make sense to you?
To his father.
She's bringing up the name John. Is there a John around her that would make sense?
That's my dad.
Okay.
Namesake, I would assume she's referring to my brother and I. Our names are Gaelic Irish and both referred to John.
One of them's an Ian.
Pardon me?
Is one of them named Ian or an Ian?
No.
I'm just asking because that's the Gaelic name for John. Is Ian. She's also showing me. I'm all in my zone. Okay, we got time. Good. She's opening a book again. So this tells me either you're in school, going to school, something about school, or learning something new. Would that make sense to you?
No.
Okay. Were you writing a book? She's showing me a book that's very important to you or something. I know you said you read, but there's something about writing in a book, or do you journal about her? Something about writing a book. Writing a book. Do you have her journal? She's showing me here and writing.
I have her Bibles.
Does she write in them? Because she specifically showed me opening a book and writing.
There's tons and tons and tons of things in there that she's put in there, pieces of paper and whatnot that she's written on. I have not gone through it.
Go through them.
I haven't. Those things that were like, things. I don't know how to explain it. Well, you have a mother, obviously, but there's things, that your mother, whatever those things might be for her, that were super specific to your mom. And with my mom, you did not get in her purse. You did not touch her Bible. And 6 years later, I have not touched her Bible. I mean, it's in my nightstand, but I don't go through it. And her purse is in one of those, Rubbermaid boxes, and I have never gone through it because you don't stick your hand in my mom's purse. So, yeah.
This is why she's saying she wants you to. She's saying there's a little piece of her that you don't know about, or there's a little piece of her that's in one of these things, and she wants you to know.
Earlier, I got a text, actually, and I don't even know who the number is from. That was weird. Anyway, the text is in regards to my aunt that just passed this last Thursday. And I was reading it, and it's all the yada, yada, blah, blah. And it gets down to this part, and it says that my mom and her 12 brothers and sisters and grandma lived in a boxcar when they were little. And I had to text my cousin, and I was like, forwarded it to her. And I was like, did you know our parents lived in a boxcar when they were itty bitty? And she's like, yeah. I was like, how the hell did I not ever hear of this? And I'm just finding it out from a text number that I've never seen before in my life.
Wow. So this is why she's saying she has things written down, and she's okay with you going through those things because it's going to bring you closer to her. It's going to help you understand her more. And I think that's why she is here. That's why you are here right now, because she's like, go through the things. And the aunt that passed, was she kind of the crazy aunt that wore a lot of makeup and was really artistic and kind of weird?
No, that was a different one.
Okay. Just curious. If she was like, say, or the name Cora, is the name Cora significant? Because I have a great aunt Cora on the other side that anytime I get that symbol, it's like, oh, that aunt that nobody understood. Okay.
No.
So she's saying that yes, she understands and respects why you would think don't go through my things, but she says there's pieces of her in there, and I feel like there is either a note to you specifically, assuming that you would have gone through her stuff, or there's a note that there's something there that's going to help you understand her a little bit better. So she's like, she's not going to be mad at you. She's not going to haunt you.
I know she's not going to haunt me.
Go through her things. She's not going to be upset with you. She's like, if anything, it's going to bring you closer to her, and you're going to feel her more, and you're going to understand her more.
Is there anything she has to say about the future improving?
Yes. She's saying there is an opportunity coming your way, and I feel like she is showing you, I feel like she's orchestrating this. There's an opportunity that's going to be coming in your way that's for a little more self-empowerment. She says you keep looking externally for things to change, and she's like, what you need to work on is kind of your outlook on things and balancing things a little bit differently. Balancing is what she's saying, balancing things. And the cards that I'm going to show you the cards really quick, and we're over time, but we're good because I don't have anybody after you so far, unless I do. Hold on, let me look. The Five of Pentacles is feeling a loss, feeling like you're like you're missing out on something. There's something missing. You feel like you're not complete. Okay. That's recent past. Empress is what's in the present, which is mother energy. It's creative energy. It's creation. It's creating opportunities. To me, also, it's a manifestation card. The situation is the temperance. Temperance is balance. That goes back to the balancing, what she was saying, like balancing, finding a balance, and also understand that things that don't necessarily belong to, in the outward eye, don't belong together, could actually work beautifully together. So she's saying keep an open mind, and the King of Cups is your advice. So if I were to put this into a relationship like scenario, I would say this reads as you're feeling like you're missing out. You're spending all your time being a mom, and you don't have. You're looking for a type, a specific person, but maybe the type of your person you're looking for is not who you normally would look for. And then as a result, if you can keep an open mind, you're going to have the Ace of Swords, which is putting your past behind you and cutting ties with your past and starting on a new adventure and finding that strength in adversity. So whether you put that into a job, whether you put that into a relationship, that's where that energy is. It's a really, truly understanding and embracing your own power and understanding that you can make different choices, that you want to think outside the box. Think outside the box then from what you are normally used to thinking, and embrace an idea of maybe doing something different. Does that make sense?
Yes, I am a card reader.
Excellent. And she told me to pull the cards before I even started reading you, but then she hijacked this whole thing. She's a lovely energy. And then the other two cards that come up for you are sacral chakra and healing. So either embrace your inner pole dancer, or
I don't think I have one of those.
don't we all? I don't know. If you're reading Akatar, you might. We have a little bit of, everyone's got a little spice in them. And then the healing. But I feel like I feel like you are still healing from her loss. I feel like you've spent a lot of time together in other lifetimes, and you do have a very deep connection to her. And you feel that loss. And I feel like there's also some other healing that you're doing from past relationships. There's some gap filling that was done unnecessarily. Does that make sense to you?
Somewhat.
Some filling gaps with things that really you shouldn't be filling a void with.
Yeah.
And so healing that energy and doing a lot of energy clearing. But overall, I feel like what she's saying is once you step into the energy of I have power and I'm going to make a choice to go this way, that you are going to do well. And she's here for it. She's here for that. But she's like, yeah, go through my purse, go through my Bible. And don't be surprised if she visits you tonight. A very distinct memory of visiting you.
Okay.
Call her in. So I hope that was helpful. And I hope you, if nothing else, connecting with your mom like that helps you find some healing and helps you on this path. Because I do feel like she's just pointing out that you're kind of getting your own way because you have expectations of how things should go. And she's like, no, because sometimes they can go this way. And you'll never be on the wrong path, because it'll just reroute you. And eventually you will get to the right path. So don't be afraid to take those steps.
I think that's kind of what's happening. Being rerouted back around to more working on my spirituality and stuff again. I lost both my parents within 18 months unexpectedly. Mm-hmm. And then I kind of dealt with that for a little while and was doing a lot of spiritual stuff and had to move. This, that, and the other happened. And just didn't anymore after I moved. I didn't feel like there was a comfortable place for me to do it. I don't know how to explain it, but
that's actually very legitimate, because when you lose your parents, that's a genetic component. That is when my dad died, I had no relationship with him. It was awful. I felt bad that I've celebrated him finally not hurting anybody anymore. But I felt it in my soul when that disconnected. And if you actually liked your parents, I can't imagine how that feels. I can't even imagine how much that feels, and that changes us physically, spiritually, and mentally. So it makes sense that you would feel disconnected and feel like I need to step back from this. It's uncomfortable. So it would make sense. So on your own time, honor that to get back into it. I just assumed at this point that you were still practicing. That's how close you are vibrationally to doing it.
I, still do my cards and stuff. I just haven't been meditating and all that stuff. I just lost my dog. He was my best friend, and I was convinced my mom sent him to be with me, but he had really bad grand mal seizures and epilepsy for the last year. So I just could never sit comfortably and meditate because I wasn't sure when or what would happen if I wasn't paying attention to him to make sure he was safe. So,
right. Did he is he obsessed with balls?
yes,
Okay.
I have 2 dirty, disgusting, nasty ass balls laying in my bed on a pillow. Why? I could not tell you. I know it's nasty, but there they are on his side because
Yeah. He's acknowledging that the balls are still there, and he's still very present around you. Just know that. And I think the more you step back into your spirituality, you are going to feel your parents. You're going to feel your dog with you again. And don't be surprised if you hear that, like on the, I feel like you hear it, or you're going to hear like the claws, his little paws. And you're just going to, but it'll be a warm feeling. I feel like you've just been grieving for so long that.
forever it seems like.
Yeah. And that's okay. It's okay to allow yourself to grieve. And I'm so sorry for all this loss that you've had to deal with. And just know, and this is why I feel like your mom is very present with you, and invite her in to help you on the spiritual journey, to get you back on track. So I think you have a lot to offer. I feel you have a lot to offer people. And as you move through your own grief and healing, that's why this is coming up. And as you move through and start giving back and help others, it'll help you in your process too.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. And I hope you can walk away from this and feel like you have some things to hang on to, and to hopefully they'll help you. And thank you for trusting me with your reading. I really do appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Lark. Have a good evening.
You too.
All right. Bye. All right. Whew. All right. So disconnecting, doing my disconnection thing. Grief is tough. And I do see, Tammy, that you're up next here. Grief is tough, especially when it's parents, like I was telling Lark, I didn't even like my dad. We had no relationship, but when he passed, I felt it. I physically felt it. It was crazy. It was crazy. So grief, especially when parents, the ones that birthed you, it's tough. So thank you, Lark, for trusting me with that reading. I know it was a big step for you to bring mom in. So thank you for trusting me with that. And I hope I did her justice. Honest to God, I felt like she was going to step in. I probably could have trans-channeled her, but I don't know. I think that would have freaked you out. I really feel like that would have freaked you out had I let her step into my energy. So just know that someday, maybe down the line, when you're ready, hit me up and we'll see if we can bring her through. Okay? And that way you can just have a direct conversation with her, because it can be very healing when trance doesn't freak you out. So we have to get you in a better place to do that. And I'm going to keep getting better at it. So I have a goal now. I have a goal to keep getting better at bringing through loved ones. All right, Tammy. Whew. All right, Tammy, hit the request button. Guest request, and we'll bring you in. Hello.
Hello. Well, long time no see.
I know.
It was just yesterday.
I hear myself. Okay, let me see if I can.
Is that better?
I'm getting. Do you have me on another screen?
Nope. Let me stop screen recording. Is that better?
No.
It's still doing it?
It's still doing it.
Okay, you can't kick me out and then bring me back up?
Kick you out. All right, let's try that again. And then hopefully that's better. Well, I'm going to have all this recorded and I'm going to put it in YouTube. I'll load them into YouTube and put timestamps on them so people can go back and watch them. All right, let's see. Is
that better?
No, I'm getting feedback.
Wait.
Do you have a speaker?
Well, I have my phone on speak. No, I have my TikTok on.
Yeah.
So this is weird.
I know. I'm trying to think of solutions. Oh, geez. Do you have your?
Let me see. Hold on. You'll connect using audio only, it says.
Okay.
You're echoing when I'm not, though, right?
You're not. Okay, so yeah, stay on mute. Do this. Stay on mute. I'll do the things, and then you can just turn it off or turn mute off to answer me. Cool.
Okay.
All right, so tell me, without me talking, tell me what you're hoping to get out of your 10 minutes.
So when you did the reading previously, you were working with someone and helping them with their life guide and their joy guide and their teacher guide. So I wanted to see what I can start practicing on for me before your class on Wednesday with that. And I'll take myself off mute. This is so weird that I have to use mute.
Okay, that is weird. I wonder what's happening. It's probably your guides coming in, but like way too much energy. They sometimes interfere with technology. Also, why is my dog howling right now? Probably because your guides are here. All right, so with your guide, I didn't explain yesterday like how to connect to them, correct?
No.
Game on, let's do this. Okay, so this is what you're gonna do between now and Wednesday when you're in class. So I want you to sit in quiet, in your meditation, or even, you can do it while you're doing something meditative, but I would recommend sitting and focus on your breathing. This is a lesson for the class, by the way. Focus on your breathing, like how many heartbeats to fill your lungs, and like relax. Just focus on the breathing as you close your eyes. Closing your eyes is going to help because it takes one sense away. And then you're going to breathe in for 6 counts. You're going to hold for 8 and you're going to blow out for 10. You're going to do that 3 times. Okay. And then just to kind of focus, it pulls all the focus into your heart center. All right. You do it 3 times, and then you're going to go back to just natural, normal breathing. And then you're going to invite your joy guide. Okay. What I would call a joy guide. You might end up calling them something completely different in the end. But in my class, you're going to learn them as the joy guide. It's all semantics and labels. But they have a very specific job. You're going to call them in to overshadow you in their energy. And then I want you to pay attention to if you get a tingle in your forehead, in your body, in your fingertips. If you get a little tingle, and you're like, I totally made that up. Tell them to step away and do it again. And then as they step into that energy, ask them to connect mental mind to mental mind and heart space to heart space. So they're overshadowing you, not trance mediumship like blending energy. You're overshadowing. And you're going to ask them how they want to be seen, what their name is, what you're learning from them today, and what they're learning from you today. And whatever, it's going to all happen like that. It'll be like, but up. And whatever it is that you want to hear from them, you can even ask them again for confirmation. Whatever the first thing you hear is them. Second is you talking yourself out of it with your logical mind. It's going to come in your voice. In your head, it's going to sound like your voice. You're going to hear it in your words. And that's what makes it kind of confusing. But what happens is you will get used to their energy. And then you're going to let them step away. And then you're going to invite them to step to where they are going to be when you work with them. Then you're going to call in your teacher guide. These are the two that are going to be the most important in your mediumship journey as you're doing this spiritual journey, right? They're the ones that are like, how's it going? We're right here with you. So you're going to bring in your teacher guide, do the same exact thing. Overshadow you in energy. Pay attention. Where did they come in? How does it feel? Everybody has a different experience. Ask them if they're male or female, or masculine or feminine. Okay? Doesn't necessarily mean male or female, masculine or feminine. Ask them, connect mental mind, heart space. Do the same thing with them. Ask them what they're learning from you, but it's also important for them to tell you what they're learning from you today. It might just be one word that pops into your head. It might be a whole download of pictures. Pay attention to how that information comes in. The other thing I would challenge you to do is pay attention to how the information comes in. So when your joy guide communicates, are you seeing pictures? Are you just knowing things? Do you actually hear something in your mind? Like, are you hearing music? Are you hearing a sound? Are you hearing something? Do you smell something? Do you feel something? Okay, you know and hear. Okay, so all those things, pay attention to all those things and how they communicate. All right? And that's okay. If there's not a lot of visual, that's okay. We get there when we get there. Some people don't see things, and that's cool. But if I say to you, imagine a pink elephant, how does that information come in? Of course you can imagine a pink elephant, right? So if you can imagine a pink elephant, then you're able to imagine, you're able to get visualization. But pay attention to how did you imagine it? So it's just learning and acknowledging how you receive the information right now. And that's what you can work on with them between now and Wednesday, between now and the time you take class. Kind of get to know their vibration, know how they communicate with you. Understand that I do feel like this, your joy guide is, I don't want to tell you anything. I don't want to give you preconceived notions.
Come on, tell me.
I feel like she's got very much like fairy-like energy, which is pretty typical for a joy guide, except she's saying she's more like my joy guide Lily, who's actually very grounded. She has a lot of energy, very feminine. Yours is very feminine for sure. But she's showing me that she's very much like Lily, where Lily is very sweet, very kind. But if I had a joy guide that was like la, 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 like a flitty fairy, I would be like, you're annoying. And I feel like a flitty fairy type would annoy you. Would that make sense? And a masculine teacher, yes. Yes, you have a masculine energy teacher. And they've already started bringing them in, and my guides are already working with your guides, just so you know. So feel free in your experimenting to also invite Lily. And hey, Lark, I wonder if that's the name of one of your guides. That could be the name of one of your guides. Just saying. Again, I don't name guides, but I'm just saying you might want to deep dive into that, because Star is the name of one of my guides, is also one of my guides. So there's that. I don't think that Tammy's is named Lily. Mine is named Lily. That's actually a kind of a common name among guides, because they don't actually have names on the other side. They choose names that vibe with us, that we feel safe with. So there's that. But I feel like our guides are already working together. So Tammy, you can actually invite your joy guide in as well and see what she's learning from you, or learning what the two of them are learning together. And I have no idea where we are in time, but it's okay. I do feel like they're working kind of together right now. I'm tuning into your teacher guide. He feels almost like a priest-like energy, like he would be called Reverend somebody instead of Doctor somebody. Oh, Latin. That's hilarious. Yeah, that would track, because he'd be like a reverend or a father. Like he's coming through like a clergy kind of person. So if he was like Latin, that would make sense if he was in the clergy. Or if that's how he's coming through as a spiritual teacher for you. So it's either father or reverend, like a priest, right? Oh. Father, I'm getting like an M name. Hi, Jameson. Good to see you. And then, oh my goodness, you're right. That song, it's ordinary. Something so heavenly. What the heck? All right, so there's a lot of puzzle pieces here to put together, but I think that should give you a lot to like cling to and start with before I even see you in class on Wednesday. And I'm so excited for you to take class and like tell me what you find in the meantime. And I would say get a journal, get like a spiral notebook, or even a 3-ring binder that you can write in. Writing is important, not just typing. Writing is important because it's a third-party connection there. So get a notebook, a journal, a whatever, and that way you can start writing things down as you get it. Okay, good. And just start writing these down as you get them, because you'll start seeing an evolution of how they start coming to you and revealing more information to you. This is going to be fun. I'm so excited.
Okay, can I talk for 1 second before I say goodbye? So what I started practicing, because I go to church with my girls. I found a great place, and it's a very welcoming environment. And during worship on Sundays, I'll connect and ask my guides what we're going to be talking about before the sermon. And then I'll write down what comes in my head on the back of the little pamphlet. Every single time I've done that, like this last time, so I said I don't see visually, but I saw domes. And then the pastor started talking about Santorini and how he just got back from vacation from there. Well, those are the domes, those white domes, and how we're the salt and the light of the world. Where we have to love everyone and be there for people and be a light for people, through the Holy Spirit of loving everyone. And then I put an S, a big S, on the back of the pamphlet. So it was Santorini he was talking about. And then I've been doing that every week, and every time it will come up. And then sometimes my guides will tell me, like, write every letter that comes to your mind with L. And I'm like, why? And then it was all about like lust, gluttony, all this stuff in that service. So it's been working, and that's why I feel like I'm getting called more and more to it. So I just wanted to share that, and I will see you on Wednesday.
That's awesome. Okay, well, thank you for that validation. I do feel like that priest or that father is your doctor teacher. So I'm really curious to know how they come in. So yay. All right. Well, thank you for letting me read for you again 2 days in a row. And actually it was Camp Chesterfield that inspired me to do this. So, because I've never charged for readings online. So this has been fun. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. And I'll go ahead and disconnect you. But yeah, and I'll put this reading on. I'm going to put all these readings on like the recording on my YouTube channel, and I'll do timestamps. So that way you'll know. Yeah. So isn't that crazy? Like I just thought I'd keep the pricing the same as Camp Chesterfield and make it more affordable for people to get some answers today. So very cool. All right. I'm going to double check and see if I have anybody else on my list. Nope. Nobody else on my list. That was fun though. That was a good time. Oh, that's funny. I was minding my own business, sitting on my couch, and while I was working, and I heard create a banner. I'm like, what's funny is I never really knew how to do that, and I just did it. So thank you, Spirit. And so I knew that somebody needed a message that was more affordable than having a full-blown reading with me. And so I might do this. I might start doing these maybe a couple times a week, just to be able to offer something affordable and accessible for people. Instead of just doing the spirit led, which I love spirit led. The free spirit led are awesome too. So yeah, so if you're interested, so hey, Lark, if you really want to get back into your spiritual journey and you want a safe space to do it, I offer classes. Oh, and Amy, who just popped in and commented, is in my classes. The $20, it's a 2-hour class, and it's all level spiritual development. You don't have no long-term commitment. You come as you can, come when you can, and show up, be ready to work, because we do work. And we work with our guides, and we work with all kinds of stuff. So if that's something you want to do, let's do it. Not yet. I did reach out to Glenda and I said, hey, anything because they had the board meeting, because they had to get approval on pricing. Because she had some ideas on multi-tier pricing, and they said, no, it's all or nothing, I think. So I'm sure that Meg, the person who does their website stuff, I'm sure she'll have it loaded in there pretty soon. I'll actually reach out to her and be like, hey, any idea when that's going to happen? Because I'm checking every day, and I'll have Meg let me know when it's live. So that way we can get people signed up. I don't know that there'll be a limit on it. I do class twice a month, and they're going to be on Wednesdays. It all depends on my others. I own a dance studio, so it all depends on my schedule. Sometimes things interfere because it's like my only night off. So, but I do 2 Wednesdays a month, and then I'm going to also be doing this. You may not be interested in this part, but I also do. I'm going to be starting a trance mediumship class that I do probably once a month for people who have already kind of met their guides and stepped into that energy and are comfortable with it. So anyway, I see Hannah's in the house. Hi, friend. So as soon as I know that class is live to register for, I'm going to put the link in the Facebook, in our spiritual development Facebook group. You guys, as soon as I know, you guys will know as well. And I'll tag everyone in the group, so everybody gets a notification for it. Yeah. So, all right, my hubby's home, and the dog needs fed, and I'm starving, and I've got an appointment at 9. I have a client at 9. So I'm going to sign off. This was fun, everybody. I'm glad that we did this, and I'll probably do it again in the future. Keep an eye out for Spirit Signs and Sips. I've got a special guest on Thursday. They're going to be talking about she's actually a therapist, and she does spiritual stuff as well. So, and there have been a lot of people asking about therapists who don't just go, oh, you say you're a medium. Yeah. So she incorporates spirituality integrates it into her practice. So we're going to be talking about that Thursday from 10 to noon Eastern time. And yeah, I don't know. I have class on Wednesday. I'm trying to think. I feel like there's something else, but maybe not. Anyway, you're welcome, Tammy. Sorry about the weird feedback. Who knows what that's about? Who knows? Probably just too much happening with our guides. They're messing with the juju, right? All right, I'm out of here. I will see you all again soon. All right. Bye, friends.